So this one is called Jerky Recipe in the subject. It's from December 21st, 2012. It says, Hi, Steve Hansen, no relation.
Thank
On
God.
Jeffrey's Island is requesting the latest beef jerky recipe as He has asked her to try and make some. He says the last batch that you made tasted different, and I think he likes it as he would like to attempt it. Would it be possible to forward us the recipe? Thank you, Steve. This is the response. But I've now been told it is the old way Francis was doing it he likes best and not the latest batch. So on LSJ on Little St. James is going to try and do it that way. I am in Europe, but with him on the island. If you need to call to liaise about getting anything down. So obviously, the number one point is they're not talking about real jerky here. We know that it's code for something.
Right.
And when you go through some of the other emails that talk about how to refrigerate it, where to store it, how many pounds it is, and things like that. Your brain goes to some of that Peter Nygaard type world type things.
Absolutely. Now I've seen these, and I have access to the index emails as well. It's and I try to go through them when time allows. But yeah, I would guess if I were a betting man that they're not talking about actual beef jerky. Not known to be an island treat. I mean, people eat a lot of fish down on the islands, and I'm sure other stuff too. But I mean, to me, this is code for something more nefarious.
Now, the survivor you spoke to, what was her name again?
Juliet Bryant.
Julia Bryant. When she woke up on the medical table at Zorro Ranch, which is straight out of a horror movie, you said that she doesn't know what happened, but she has some theories about what could have. What does she think?
She doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't have scars. She doesn't have, injuries that I'm aware of. But it was just, so startling to her to wake up in what appeared to be a surgical suite of some sort with people in scrubs. And, this freaked her out. I don't think she's completely processed this, except that she has the memory of this happening and finally at some point got out of the whole deal and, was talking about this and not getting a lot of reception from officials and, got a hold of a lawyer and got involved in the civil suit against Epstein and was able to, like so many other survivors, get a settlement justly that has helped her in her life. But she's still very much impacted by this. All these girls, I mean, imagine having to come to grips with this. First of all, you try it in some of these cases, they try to bury it, try to just deal with it. Mm-hmm. And then they decide, no, this is wrong. And I'm not alone. And they gather together and some very dedicated lawyers got involved here to go after this case. And, thankfully they did get settlements. But that doesn't make you all better. That doesn't make you whole. No. To be treated like some sort of chattel, I mean, some a quantity of just a product.
I don't even think he viewed them like that. I think it was even lower than that. I think this was a level of depravity that I have no concept of. Normal people luckily don't have any concept of. But I too did just speak with a survivor recently, and that podcast is going to be coming out soon. There's a couple of them as we were here for a while, but you had mentioned it maybe 10 minutes ago, talking about some of the tactics he would use. And the thing that blew me away when I was speaking to this Epstein survivor about his manipulation was how diabolical he was in studying it.